Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest corporate implosions in recent history. Picture this, a real estate giant, once the second largest in China, responsible for building cities and shaping skylines, suddenly accused of a staggering $78 billion fraud. This isn't a movie script. This is the story of Evergrande. So, how did a company that seemed too big to fail find itself at the center of such a massive scandal? Let's rewind a bit. For years, Evergrande was the poster child of China's booming property market. They were everywhere, building massive residential complexes, theme parks, and even owned a professional soccer team. To fund this rapid expansion, they borrowed money, a lot of it. We're talking hundreds of billions of dollars from banks, investors, and even their own employees. The business model was simple: borrow money, buy land, start construction, and sell apartments before they were even finished. This pre-sale model created a constant flow of cash, which they used to pay off old debts and start new projects. 2. It was a high-stakes balancing act that worked for a while, as long as property prices kept rising and people kept buying. But what happens when the music stops? In 2020, the Chinese government, worried about a potential housing bubble, introduced the 3 red lines policy. This was a set of new rules designed to control how much property developers could borrow. Suddenly, Evergrande's main source of fuel-easy credit was cut off. The company was already sitting on a mountain of debt, estimated at over $300 billion. That's more than the entire GDP of some countries. With the credit lines drying up, the dominoes began to fall. Construction on projects halted, leaving behind ghost cities of unfinished apartment buildings. People, who had paid their life savings for homes that didn't exist, started to panic. Suppliers who hadn't been paid for months stopped working. The company's stock price plummeted, and it started missing payments on its international bonds, officially defaulting in late 2021. This is where the story takes an even darker turn. In early 2024, Chinese regulators dropped a bombshell. They found that Evergrande's main domestic unit had inflated its revenue by over $78 billion in the 2 years leading up to the crisis. That's not a rounding error. That is one of the largest financial frauds in history. Regulators accused the company and its founder, Hui Ka-yan, of deliberately deceiving investors and the public about the company's financial health. Canoes. Imagine you're an investor, looking at Evergrande's financial reports. You see massive revenues and think, wow, this is a healthy, growing company. But in reality, those numbers were allegedly fabricated. The company was essentially creating a mirage of success to keep borrowing money and stay afloat, all while it was sinking deeper into a financial black hole. The founder, once one of the richest men in Asia, was placed under police surveillance, and the company was hit with a massive fine. So what happens now? A Hong Kong court has ordered Evergrande to be liquidated. This means all its assets, buildings, land, everything will be sold off to try and pay back some of the money it owes. But, with debts so massive, it's unlikely that everyone will get their money back. The biggest victims are the ordinary people, the families waiting for their homes, the small investors who lost their savings, and the countless employees and contractors left in the lurch. The Evergrande saga is a cautionary tale about debt, unchecked ambition, and the devastating human cost of corporate greed to send shockwaves through China's economy and the global financial system, proving that when a giant falls, the tremor is felt by everyone. The full story is still unfolding, but one thing is clear: the fallout from this collapse will be felt for years to come. What do you think about this situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. And if you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaping our world. See you next time.